very much wrestling.
I couldn't. My computer was down.
So his computer was down. I was busy with all three of my jobs. So, it's definitely going to be kind of interesting. Just right off the bat, go check Pro Wrestling Ego's Facebook page out. We have a link there where you can send a virtual Valentine's gift to the Children's Hospital. It costs you nothing. Just take that time and just hope to make a sick kid's Valentine's Day. So check that out. It's on the Pro Wrestling Ego page on Facebook. While you're there, there's a lot of cool things. We've really been trying to stay active on our Facebook lately, and should be some good stuff on there. So scroll back a while. You check out Moments of the Week or Moves of the Match or Mississippi Wrestling History or that kind of thing. We got a lot of stuff on there. Check that out. I want to thank our sponsors, No Limit Jiu-Jitsu, based out of Flowood, Mississippi. Check those guys out. They're under No Limit Combatives on Facebook, as well as the Norvell Chiropractic Clinic. If you need your back cracked, they're your guy. So, or your neck popped, they can do that too. As well as our media partners with Body Slam Media, and then Federated Wrestling. So check all that out. Support those guys, and just tell them thank you for supporting Pro Wrestling Ego. So now we got that out of the way. Nobody has watched anything, so let's do a
watched one match, but you don't want to talk about it. So.
Well, you know, things happen. I'll tell you, I started watching MLW Super Fight Part 2.
I know you did. I really did.
Yeah, save yourself some time. Because unless the main event, you know, is awesome, which it could be, the rest of it's not. So, all right, let me ask you this. This was my biggest complaint. Everybody's a tweener.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like, nobody's good, nobody's bad. And I really think that hurts the product.
I agree. I'd rather be a pure bad guy than in between.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, you had commented, you know, with the last, like, just the crowd just didn't seem to be there. Like, you could see a crowd, there's lots of people there, but just they wasn't as active as normal. And I think a lot of that is because they don't know who to cheer for or who to boo. You know, like in a world of tweeners, that's great if you're a tweener, but if everybody's a tweener, then nobody's a tweener, you know?
But do you remember this, like when Ring of Honor first started, they were saying they weren't going to try to do storylines. They were kind of going to make it like a active competition where it looked like a real fight in UFC.
Right.
But sometimes that just don't work.
It doesn't. I mean, you know, it's a good thought, but there's a reason that, you know, wrestling is more entertainment. You know,
I agree.
But even in boxing stuff, everybody has their favorite. You know what I mean? Whether you know they're a good guy or a bad guy, everybody has a favorite. But when everybody's trying to be the favorite, you know, somebody's got to just be the bad guy. Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. I really do. I really get it. But
what Eric Wayne say? If you like me as a bad guy, you'll still buy my damn shirt.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. I mean, be a bad guy, be the bad guy people love, but don't, if you have to go out and beg for cheers, then you're not the bad guy.
No.
You know? And I don't know if Low Key is going to stay around or whatever, but like he was really the only bad guy on the show.
I guess I haven't watched the whole show yet.
So.
But, yeah, because, I mean, in all honesty, out of the Lucha Brothers and Bulldog and Teddy, I couldn't tell you who the bad guy was.
I can tell you who's supposed to be the bad guy.
Yeah, the Hart Foundation.
But when they're doing all the high spots and getting all the cheers, then, you know, I do this for you. You know, like, you can't do it. You can't go out there and go, I do this for the fans, but I want y'all to hate me. You can't do that. It's like, hey, hate me, here's $20. Like, it don't work. You know, I'm like, hey, cool, man, appreciate it. So, I don't know. That's my rant for today is a promotion. I think a promotion has to have clear bad guys, clear good. I think you can have tweeners, but I think somebody has to be a bad guy. Somebody has to be a good guy. Because if nobody's a bad guy, nobody's a good guy, then nobody's a tweener. It's just a bunch of people confused, you know.
It really doesn't work well in the South.
No, and maybe that's you know, I'm down here in Mississippi.
But they're not in the South, you know? Dude. They're in freaking Philly.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But I'm just saying, in the South, I know for a fact tweeners really don't work.
I mean, I just feel like if you want to get cheers, you have to give them a reason. You know, if you want to get boos, you got to give them a reason. You can't get them to cheer for you and boo you within 3 sequences, you know. Well, I'll get booed at the beginning of the match, you know, cheered at the middle, and then, you know, I'll get them booed right before I finish them, and when I finish them, it'll be for me to get cheers. Like, you can't.
That's it.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Because I feel like heels have fans and faces have fans. I don't think it has to be one way or the other.
Right. But, you know, if you're a fan of a bad guy, it's because they're a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? All right, heels and faces, bad guys, good guys, villains and blue eyes. Name 3 top villains that you like.
Back in the day, honestly, I like Cactus Jack when he was supposedly a villain more than when he was a face.
Yeah.
Vader, same thing. Vader really only had like a short little face from him.
Yeah.
That was in WWE, and it didn't really work well. And honestly, I liked Undertaker more as a bad guy than a good guy.
I definitely like the Undertaker more as a bad guy. I agree with that. I'll tell you another guy that I really liked as a bad guy. 2 guys, actually. Earthquake. And I guess Earthquake and Typhoon when they were the natural disasters.
And so they were kind of... Were they ever really a heel, though?
They were for a little while. When they, like, attacked Hogan
they were with
and all
Jimmy,
that stuff. Yeah.
That's right.
But then, like, they turned on Jimmy and became faces or whatever. Yeah. And then Abdullah the Butcher. Like, man, I'm telling you, big fat dude scared the mess out of me.
I always thought it was a joke. I'm like, why is this guy scary? Like, who can't run from this guy? Like, he was like the fat version of Jason. I'm like, I know he's going to get you, but I'm pretty sure I can stay away from his ass for a while.
The madman from the Sudan scared little Rob Red or little J. Andrews or whoever I was at the time. But, oh, man, I was scared of Abdullah the Butcher. That's for sure.
Don't eat your cornbread.
Yeah. I'm going to eat them with ribs. But, you know, just... bad guys, man, for the sake of being bad. You know, Kevin Sullivan, I always thought he was a good bad guy. You know, like Flair, I never felt Flair was a bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, he was the bad guy that wanted to be the good guy, you know?
One of my favorite things about Sullivan, I don't know if you ever heard the story, where he had the butcher schmuck on, and they wanted to use blood, and they wouldn't let him. So he went outside and rubbed dirt on it. So instead of like he slaughtered somebody, when it looked like he went outside, just rolled in the fucking...
I'm the gardener.
But they were like, he was like hoping it would look like dried blood. And
I
like,
bury petunias.
Like you were outside rolling on the dirt with the pigs.
All right, well, if you got the bad guys, what about baby faces?
I guess for a pure baby face, it'd be Hogan, Brett.
Warrior.
Brett for me.
Brett.
Because I don't know, I actually liked his face stuff better than some of his little stuff.
I like Surfer Sting. He was definitely...
Surfer Sting base, definitely.
Yeah.
I never really got behind Crow hiding in the rafters. I didn't get it.
I like the idea of...
I bet he liked it, though, sitting on his butt for a year and didn't do jack, but drop down and drop people with a DDT.
I mean... Reverse
DDT, my bad.
And the crazy part, you know, he didn't get no tan. I don't know. So, you know, they said that's one of the reasons why... He didn't beat Hogan worse because he wasn't tan. I'm like, you had him hiding out in the damn rafters. Ain't no sun up there. Ain't no sun in the rafters.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So,
and supposedly was in the greatest of shape.
Yeah.
So that got you the Nick Patrick fast, slow, medium.
But that's okay because a month later he got the belt, so I guess he got his tan. But anyway, so
to ask you this, like people that transferred. Like DDP.
Okay.
You like him better as a face or a heel?
Face.
Really? See, I like this heel work. So.
I'm a big, you know.
Bang. I like that, but he did that as a heel too.
Yeah, but nobody cared.
I did. That's the one I like. I liked it when he looked like he come out of the trailer park, but he had the hottest girlfriend ever. That was my favorite one. Because you're like, he's got to have money. Yeah. He looks like crap.
No, I really dug it, you know, like the whole Karl Malone tagging and like.
Oh, no, I like that too, but I just liked his heel stuff better. Like, to me, his promos were a little bit better. I mean, there was just something about him.
He's definitely that guy that could have wore the label White Trash Warrior with pride.
I promise you, bro. Him and Jamie Noble could have been tag team.
Yeah, maybe Jamie Petty. Jamie Noble Page.
I promise, man. Like, they were just, I don't know.
All right, who else? Who else you got?
Transition.
Yeah, that may be questionable as a face heel. You know, like they kind of could go either way. Like, to me, I think Foley, Cactus Jack, Mankind, like, that character evolved so much, like, but I think some of his best stuff was when he was doing the anti-hardcore stuff in ECW. Like
Yeah,
the promos
so
were
that was
definitely really good.
Yeah.
You know,
And I didn't see that stuff till way later on.
yeah, well, that's kind of the way I
That
was.
good,
I mean,
yeah.
it's stuff I found after the fact. But I really dug it, you know.
I'll tell you somebody, and I don't think they ever quit being a heel, but they got cheered as a face. The Rock.
The Rock. Oh, yeah.
Never quit being a heel. Never.
No. I mean, he done the same thing. He done what worked.
Yeah.
Hey, it works. Why change it? You know, that's what, you know, they said, like, when Diesel came along and he was the bad guy, and then they turned him into the baby face, but they wanted to quit doing the stuff he was doing as a bad guy.
Yeah,
and they were like, well, why? That's the reason they're cheering him. They're not cheering him because, he, you know, like...
He's not kissing babies and shit.
Yeah, like, let's keep doing what was working. Like, let's not change it just because, you know, who we're booking him against changes.
Yeah, because he had the glove.
Yeah.
You remember that? A black glove. Yeah. They like literally tried to sell a black glove on WWE.
Well, I mean, can you blame them?
I guess it beat Oz.
Yeah. I don't know. Oz is pretty great.
Oh, for one match.
Master Blaster Steel. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty horrible, too. Yeah. You think him or Kane had the worst gimmicks?
Kane, by far.
Oh, well,
I mean, Kane had to be a fake
Kane was a
him.
giant elf.
Yeah, but Kane had to be a fake
Yeah,
him.
he was a fake Diesel, that's true.
And then he was a dentist. You know what I mean? Which I think they missed a huge opportunity when they had Snitsky running around with like the nasty teeth and stuff.
Yeah,
like they should have brought Kane back as his dentist. That'd have been great. Isaac Yankem.
He could have been Isaac Yankel's brother.
Apprentice.
As Isaac knock him out.
Yeah. Isaac ain't got them.
I see plenty of those here in Mississippi.
Oh man, that's funny.
But I was just curious, you know, because there were a lot of people that transitioned, and it was kind of hard to understand what they did.
Yeah. But again, you know, if you're a bad guy and you get to the point where you're getting cheered, don't change.
No.
You know, like, obviously you can slap hands or whatever, but keep doing the stuff you were doing that got you cheered, you know.
I never saw Steve Austin slap a single damn hand.
Well, it's because he had beer and he is.
Well, yeah,
so it's hard to slap hands when you got 2 cans.
And now he don't drink.
Really?
Yeah, he quit drinking.
Wow. He killed his gimmick.
Yes, sir.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, you know. I think he's kind of proud of it, you know, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, hey, well, I mean, if you've been drunk for 30 years, it's time to get sober.
Damn liver's bulletproof.
Or non-existent.
Just one of those things. But, because to me, I got one for you. Stunning Steve Austin or Stone Cold Steve Austin?
You know, that's a hard one.
I like Stunning.
I don't know, man. I'd have to say Steve. Like, it just
Really?
got him it got him the most attention. Now, I am a Stunning Steve fan. I mean, I like the Hollywood Blondes. I liked him in the Dangerous Alliance. I liked him when he was with Colonel Rob Parker.
I like when he wore the robe.
Yeah, so, I mean, I dig it. Like, I dig Stunning Steve, but I think from an overall, like, get you hyped, like, get you, like, heck yeah, like, you know, nobody's going to get, you know, Warrior, Steve Austin. I mean, you know, that music hits, you're like, you pick it up, you know.
I agree with you.
So, I mean, for me as a fan, I'd have to say Stone Cold.
But as far as Stone Cold, like, there's only a few Stone Cold matches I can go watch. But if you give me Stunning Steve Austin, I'd love to watch any of those because he was in better shape.
He was a worker.
His knees weren't messed up. His neck wasn't messed up.
Oh, right. But just think if that guy could have been Stone Cold.
Oh, no, I agree 100%. But, I mean, at that point, and when he really got popular, he was messed up. His knees were going to hell.
Sure. Yeah, for most of his run, he didn't even wrestle.
Neck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so I get it.
Because he was considered a mechanic. He was a guy that was never going to be on mid-card, a lot of people said.
What do you think about Rick Rude?
Rick?
Like, when you were talking about Stunning Steve and the mechanic and the robes and stuff, like him and Rude kind of pop up together in my head. Yeah. Like, kind of very similar guys.
Yeah, but Rude was never a face.
Wasn't he a face at AWA?
I barely remember him at AWA. He may have been, but I don't think so. I mean, he just saw it because everybody I've ever even heard an interview about him just said he had that heel persona.
Yeah,
like that was just him.
Yeah, but think about it. I mean, the stuff he done. I mean, he was a bad guy that people loved. So I mean, technically, he was a face.
I mean, he's known for having the best matches ever with Warrior.
Yeah,
you know that's legit.
Says a lot.
You know, and Warrior wasn't that great.
Yeah. I dug the Ravishing Rick Rude stuff when he was doing the stuff with Jake, and like fighting over his wife or whatever.
Oh yeah, and he yanked him off, and he was standing there in his tighty whities.
Yeah. So.
I agree with Jake on that. If I was married and somebody come out there and my wife's on your crutch, I'm probably gonna take them off of you.
Yeah, but at the same time, you knew what you were signing up to, and that was his gimmick.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So.
But he got the biggest pop of that feud too. So
Oh yeah.
There you go, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's still a little bit of that work shoot kind of thing. You know, we knew what we were doing, but we want you to pretend we were mad. Because I listened to Jericho and Dave Meltzer talk about Dynamite Kid after he passed. And they were saying, like, in his book, like, he really went after, like, WCW, WWF, stuff like that. You know, going after how much it was, you know, it was all just entertainment. But, like, he would put over the stuff he did in Japan as real. And when it was asked why, it said, well, you know, they don't care that people know it's fake. They respect it over here, so I'm going to respect it too. Even though I'm bashing everybody, it's almost like I had two jobs, where I wrestled and then where I play wrestled. You know, so
I can see what you're saying.
So I mean, I think some of that stuff, like with Jake and him, is still that they were so old school, like they just don't know any other way but to protect it. You know, even if they want to tell on it, they can't. You know.
Yeah.
So I think the whole ripping of the Rude's gear off was all part of the plan, but he can't say that because he believes, you know, well, every man would have done that.
But it also worked for the American crowd to get you more emotionally behind it.
Yeah, because every guy could have. Well, you talk about guys that were heel face. What about Jake?
Oh yeah, Jake definitely. Jesus.
I mean, because he kind of flip flopped several times.
All the damn time. God, numerous.
So that was and Macho Man.
Yeah,
he was another guy. That,
I mean, think about it. Macho's retirement match with Warrior. He loses. Sherry turns on him. Then Miss Elizabeth makes a save, and then literally you have people in the crowd crying.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
and he was technically still the heel.
Yeah.
You know, but because Elizabeth saved him, all of a sudden he's a face. And there were people in the crowd crying. You know,
that's because they believed it, you know.
Oh, they did, 100%.
Well, that was because they tried to make you believe it, you know. Even though, you know, it was entertainment, they still tried to make you believe it. So
I mean, I've seen people cry at your show when the Boot Boys broke up. Oh my God, phenomenal. You had like 3 people in the crowd crying.
Hey, when you
had a full-grown round boy crying.
I mean, when you get emotion, you know, that's what makes wrestling fun, is when you can get emotionally tied to a character so much that when something happens to that character, you can't help but cry, you know, or cheer or whatever, you know. So. And I think that's the reason a lot of people have a hard time figuring, you know, wrestling character versus the person that plays the wrestling character. How they can't.
It's hard to separate the two.
Right, because you get so emotionally attached to this person you see on TV that you can't imagine, you know, him being any other way. You know, because like you'll hear people go, "Oh, you know, I bet Randy Orton's a butthole because he comes off that way," or "I bet CM Punk's a butt," or whatever. I'm like, you don't understand. Those are just characters.
I agree.
Like. That's not them in real life, you know. They are literally just playing a part. But people really believe, like, you know, the Undertaker's walking through the grocery store, you know, going, you know, "Come to me, produce," or whatever, you know, like, you know, Kane walks past the barbecue grills and they flame up at Walmart, you know, like.
Well, I know the one man you heard a lot of bad about, but when we met him, I thought he was one of the coolest people ever. Was Buff.
Yeah.
And nice as he could be, gave us freaking advice about wrestling and everything.
Honestly, man, like, I don't know if I could say anything bad about Buff.
I have nothing. Hell, he stood up for me when another wrestler treated me like crap. You know, so I have nothing bad to say about the guy.
I mean, I'll tell you what the dude does. He understands his character.
Yep.
He understands what he needs to do to get over to that live crowd. And he understands how to make money.
That's it.
So, no, we watched him, you know, he walked right into an event, you know, and there's fans around, and, like, the first thing he did was pulled his shirt off. And, you know, he's signing pictures, you know, signing autographs and taking pictures. Like, he was going to make money. He wouldn't go, "Oh, you know, hey, yeah, it's about 30 minutes before the show." Nope, he went into character right there. So, you know, it wasn't a, "Oh, I got to get prepared, I got to get my mind right," or nope, he was in character right then, like, and he knew, you know, Buff without a shirt was the money, and he pulled that shirt off. Like, I think that's my biggest pet peeve is wrestlers that are not in gear. Like, you know, I mean, like, yeah, you can go out to the ring, cut a promo in your street clothes, but to me, you're not a wrestler. That's you. You know what I mean? You're not a wrestler. You put your gear on. I guess.
At least got your hood or something.
You know, something like make me. You know, like we did talk at the camp that time, the summer camp, the anti-bullying program, and we caught a lot of heat from a lot of people. Oh, well, why you got the wrestlers there in their gear? And I'm like, because I wanted people to know they were wrestlers. You know, if we're all just standing around in, you know, jeans and a t-shirt, who knows?
That's true.
You know, like I want to go, look, wrestler. You know?
You did the little thing up here for the young kids the other year where y'all were doing the anti-bullying program. Yeah. They all had their gear on then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and like some of the guys, like, man, we feel awkward. I'm like, yeah, but this is your career. You know, if you're a doctor, you go to surgery.
Hogan went somewhere, he always had on red and yellow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to do something
Cena goes
to make
somewhere,
people think.
he's always got his gimmick.
He looks like John Cena.
Exactly.
He don't look like John Cena the person. He looks like John Cena the wrestler.
I mean, he ain't looking like John Cena going to McDonald's.
Yeah,
you know.
So,
but no, you got to represent what you look like. I've never seen Ray Fury go out and not have his hood on.
Right.
At least.
Right. So.
I mean, I agree with him.
And a Fury shirt, you know, like he's representing, like, oh look, Fury, like if the mask didn't do it, his name tag does.
I've heard some people go, why would you wear your own gear? Because you want to sell it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're a mark. No, I'm trying to get paid.
So people don't understand, man. It's a business. You got to. It's like, you know, if you're the president of Nike and you don't wear Nike shoes, you know what I mean? Like if you're not going to wear
Adidas, screw you.
Yeah, I mean if you're not going to wear your brand, why would anybody else?
I remember one time Brock Lesnar cut a promo after one of his UFC fights, and Bud Light was representing the show. He goes, screw that, Bud Light ain't paying me nothing. I'm going home and drinking me some Coors. Yeah, UFC got all over his ass. They're like, you might can beat up everybody in here, but we can fire you.
Yeah. You ain't very strong when you ain't eating.
Exactly. You know, if we're paying you millions and this is the place that's promoting it, you're going to promote it.
That's right. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a brand. It's all about building a brand, and that brand, you know, you have to support those that support you. Right. I get the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's been us rambling. March the 2nd, Simpson County SmackDown. We've been releasing matches on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Give you a rundown. Get your pick.
I want to ask you a question real quick. This is the anniversary of Sterdust 1 year.
1 year. Happy anniversary. Yeah.
And so, what do you think from then to now? How do you see the improvement?
I see the evil mind at work. You know, I think, you know, when he first came in, he was more like, let me just get my foot in the door. Now that he's got his foot in his door, it's like, I want to take it over. Because, I mean, from year one, he was, you know, just coming in, just trying to establish himself.
Yeah.
He had a strut, and he had a following. You know, what does he have now?
A bunch of psychos.
They all have gold.
True.
So, I mean, if that doesn't show the progression of Sterdust, nothing does.
That's what I'm saying. In 1 year, now they literally have belts out the wazoo.
Yeah. I mean, every member of his group, every member of the Constellation has a title.
Yeah, because they're doing the Freebird.
They're doing the Freebird rules. So, tag team title between, I assume, all four.
So I just thought about it. There's 4 of them, right?
Yep. There's O'Hagan, Graves, Ursa, and Sterdust.
That's scary.
There's 4 titles in Ego. 3 of them belong in the Constellation.
Scary part, it could be 4.
1 year. Could be. I mean,
you know, Mr. J.D. Jenkins better hold on tight to that belt.
I mean, if history shows anything, all they got to do is set their sights on something, they get accomplished.
He's outnumbered.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And, you know, JD likes the street fights. And a street fight, anything goes. That means 4 against 1.
Suckers suck, though. I've been there, done that.
Yep. So,
keep a chair close, bro.
Yeah. So, in Simpson County SmackDown, we will see Ursa Major with Sterdust defending the Styles title against Ray Fury. What do you think's who you think's coming out of that?
Right now, I'm gonna actually stick with Ursa.
Yeah.
Just because they seem like they're on a roll.
I mean, can't go wrong there. All right. We also have Pride Champion J.D. Jenkins. We talked about him. He's taking on newcomer Cody Vance. New to Ego, not new to wrestling. Guy's been around, seen him on NXT, you've seen him on Impact, you've seen him on Ring of Honor. Like, the guy is in big places. and he's came to Ego, and he set his sights on JD Jenkins.
He's
what do you think?
Jacked up.
Yeah, JD's a full-time beast, but Cody Vance may be working overtime.
I want to see him in person because I've never seen him in person.
Right.
I don't really know how to look at him as far as stature goes.
Yeah,
I saw the picture. Yeah, he's in great shape.
well, they call him Michigan Muscle, and there's a reason.
I understand.
And he has one of the greatest trainers with Glacier training.
Glacier? Okay.
Also, Blue Meanie helped train him.
Like I said, Glacier. Okay. So that means he can do a moonsault. Hey, that was what Mooney was known for, was a moonsault. You know that. Meanie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Moonsault, and then we should get a nice
Meanie moonsault.
A nice super kick from Glacier. Huh?
That's right. Hit him with super kick and then hit him with a moonsault.
There you go. So JD, watch out for the super kick and the moonsault.
I watch you to probably don't do
none of them. All right. Also on this, we have Bristol Hale taking on Thunderblind. So women wrestling coming back to Ego.
I'm actually the most excited about that match because I'm curious.
Thunderblind is training under at the One Fall Power Factory, and so looking forward to see.
She only has a fan page though, and it really didn't have a lot on it. So I was trying to do a little research on her. Those wasn't not really
not a lot out there. I think she's more of a do-it-yourself kind of just I'll show you what I can do instead of letting you find me. I think she's more of an in-person kind of wrestler.
Still, I like to be able to see a little something.
We getting we don't get this a lot, but Paul Wright is taking off the mask.
Yep.
Riot is taking off the mask. He graduated from McGee High School. Put his demons aside. He wants to take on the Nightmare.
Yeah, last time I saw him without the mask was actually when he wrestled Brickhouse Brown.
Yeah.
And he had a hell of a fight that night.
Yes, he did. I think he's going to have another one. So,
yeah. What think about you? Brickhouse Brown or the Nightmare? I wouldn't want exactly roll with either damn one. I did Nightmare. I never did Brickhouse.
Could I choose or? Is or an option?
Go home.
Also on that card, we're going to do an ode to pro wrestling in McGee, Mississippi, home of the legendary Battle Zone. Whether that's legendary for good reasons or bad, you be the pick.
I want to pick a little bit of both.
But there's been a lot of wrestling come through McGee. Yeah. Maybe more than people realize. I mean, I know we've seen Hacksaw Jim Duggan, we've seen Dr. Death, we've seen One Man Gang, Kevin Northcutt, John Saxon, Buff Bagwell, Kamala, Robert Gibson, Bullet Bob, Mabel. I mean, Jimmy Rave. I mean, just the list of people that have wrestled in McGee, Mississippi is notorious. And I think two of those homegrown talents, two of those guys that are synonymous with Battle Zone would be Monty Warbucks and the Pharaoh of Funk. And we're going to see that match. Kind of our ode to the history of that area.
I'm going for Monty.
Yeah.
Can I do a run in?
I mean, it's possible, I reckon. Okay. You just have to do it behind the referee's back or Monty won't win. So
I still want to shine his head.
So I guess that's an option. May or may not see the Madman in Monty Warbucks' corner. So we've got Colt Storm. Just a little breaking news. He's supposed to be wrestling the foreman, Mott Fleming, coming over from Elevate Pro. Unfortunately, that's not working out as some things came up with Mott. And so now we have Colt Storm. So who's going to weather the storm? Who's stepping up to take the foreman's place? Don't know yet, but we will see. So all that and more, March 2nd, McGee, Mississippi. Anything else?
Nothing I think of. Oh, I did want... who was it just took the belt in New Japan?
Jay White.
What'd you think?
I haven't seen it, but I dig it.
I think it's a cool... I knew they were pushing the hell out of the guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's the new Kenny Omega.
Yeah, basically. Yep. That's what I've been reading a lot about, and I've seen some of the promos are really, really, really good. But I was impressed, and I was kind of disappointed the other dude didn't hold it very long. I mean, you talk about a transition champion.
Absolutely. Well, hey, guys, till next time, this has been Ego on Break.